So let's look at a problem that's about percent growth or percent increase. At her bakery, Anne sells a sheet cake for $20. She needs to increase the price by 10%. What is the new price of the cake? To solve this problem, you have to remember how to find the percentage of some other number. To be able to find the new price of the cake, we have to first find 10% of $20. And if you remember, to find the percent of something, you have to use multiplication, and you have to make sure you change the percent to a decimal. 10% means 10 out of 100, and that's 10 hundredths. So 10% is 0.10 as a decimal. You can think about taking the decimal point that would be at the end of the 10 and moving it 2 places to the left to get 0.10. You also could think of taking the 10%, and since percent means out of 100, you could take 10 divided by 100, and the decimal you get is 0.10 or 10 hundredths. Once we have our decimal version of our percent, to find 10% of 20, that just means to take 20 and multiply it by 0.10. We just have to multiply it by 20 by the percent written as a decimal. So we can take our 20 and we're going to do 0.10 times 20. So right here we're finding 10% of 20. And if we do that multiplication, 0.10 times 20, we get 2. Now this 2 is not the new price of the cake. This 2 is just 10% of 20. We're going to increase the price by 10%, so that means we're going to take the starting price of 20, add on 10%, and 10% is $2. So we can add on $2, and we get the new price of the cake, which is $22. So to find the increase by a percentage, we take the starting number times the percentage but change to a decimal. That gives us the amount of increase, and we just have to add that on to the starting amount to cause that growth by 10%. We add it on and we get our new result.